Hi!
And today we are bringing you the rune Wunjo, or Wunjo, as it should probably be pronounced, as it's a Germanic name. We are in the Avalon Orchard, which is a beautiful place on the side of Glastonbury Tor, which is just up there behind us. And yeah, today we are with the rune Wunjo. Now, the wheel's turned again, the weather's got colder, although it's still a wonderful, bright day here in Glastonbury. And we have reached the rune which translates as perfection. If you were to have a rune reading and this rune comes up, then really you've got to be happy with this, because it probably is the most pleasant, if that's a word you can use for runes, but the most pleasant rune in the Futhark or Uthark, whichever system you're working with. It doesn't actually feature in the younger Futhark, but it does feature in the Elder. So as I said, it translates as perfection. This is the rune of joy. When you get this rune, everything's rosy. And it's an earthy rune though. This isn't the kind of ecstatic joy that comes from the lone shaman. This is the rune of clans, of tribes, but you know, we don't have clans and tribes, so for us these days it's community, it's family, it's friends. It's that kind of joy you get from hard work when you've achieved, you've worked hard towards something. It's a time to celebrate, really. And if I read the Anglo-Saxon rune poem to you, you can see how that comes through. It says, "Bliss he enjoys, who knows not suffering, sorrow, nor anxiety, and has prosperity and happiness and a good enough house." So yeah, this is the rune. You know, there's no sorrow, there's no strife in this rune. It's a rune about everything being good. It's a rune which is gained through honour, through living with honour, through hard work and through thrift. So really it continues very nicely from Gabo, which we were chanting last time. And if we try to relate it to the time of the year, I've been thinking about this, and you know, not so much for us these days because we just go down the supermarket, but certainly for our ancestors it would be a time when the harvest would have been gathered in, which would have been a lot of hard work. You know, berries would have been picked, everything would have been, you know, the hard work would have been done. We're coming up to Samhain, which would have been a time when clans would have gathered together to celebrate, and this is the rune that precedes that time on the wheel. So yeah, I think really that's how it kind of ties in with the time of the year, because the runic wheel that we're working with, and if you're interested in it more, have a look at the book called Runic Astrology by the great Nigel Pennick, which will explain it in more detail. But yeah, you know, this runic wheel does relate to nature in the northern hemisphere, so it's always good to have a look and see how the rune ties in with the time of year. So if we look at some words which basically translate as Wunjo, we have the German Wunsch, we have English wish, and we have the Dutch wens. Now all of those basically translate as Wunjo. So if we look at wish, now some people like to say that this rune is related to Odin. In fact, if you read a number of different books, you'll see all kinds of god associations with this rune, including Ulla, Galdr, and Odin. But Odin has many names, and one of them is Oski, which means the fulfiller of wishes, and he was also known as the Wish Father. So in sort of in the Viking period, a lot of the associations with Odin in this kind of role were kind of glossed over in favour of him being more a god of war. But he has many attributes, and one of them is the Wish Father. So this rune really can be used in wish magic. It can be used to bring your will into realisation. And there is a very good chance, actually, that the figure of St. Nicholas is related to Odin. It doesn't take a huge leap of imagination to see that where you've got St. Nicholas, who rode across the rooftops delivering presents on a dappled grey or a white horse. he had 2 black servants, not very politically correct, but they were called Svart Piet, or Black Peter in English. He carried a staff, he had a red cloak, and he had a bishop's mitre. So if you then imagine Odin with his cloak, his floppy hat, his 2 ravens, Hugin and Munin, his staff riding on Sleipnir, it doesn't, you can very easily see how St. Nicholas was derived from the figure of Odin. And also the connection of Odin with children. Years ago, when unwanted children were disposed of by being left out at a crossroads, we're back to the crossroads from the last rune, but a crossroads at night time, they were said to be the property of Odin and also the goddess Holda. So again there we see the kind of connection tying in Odin with children there. So as I said, this really is one of the most magical runes, and you can use it for wish magic. So perhaps one of the messages of this rune is be careful what you wish for, because sometimes you wish for something and you don't quite realise what you've asked for. So it has the power to help you realise your objectives, and it can be used in this way to help you bring into your life the things that you want to see materialise. And if we look at the shape of the rune, which we haven't done yet, here it is. Here is Wunjo. And just while I'm on that subject, if you look at it, I always think it's good to look at the shape of the rune. To me it kind of looks like a flag flapping in the wind. It's the clan banner, and that's kind of showing you that this is that whole clan, tribe, community association. But if we also look at the rune Thurisaz, which comes earlier in the Futhark, you can see that it's very similar, but with Wunjo, the triangular shape there has risen. So in many ways this rune can help you realise the power of the Thurisaz, can help you bring it into actualisation. So this rune Wunjo also has the power to bring things together. In many ways it brings the clan together to work together harmoniously to achieve what needs to be achieved and attain that joy. And it's also the rune of bind runes, and we thought it was so strange because we've come to the orchard and this old this old stump here is actually covered in runes and bind runes, which is kind of strange today as we're talking about a rune which is kind of synonymous with bind runes. But yeah, can help you kind of bind runes are where you combine different runes to utilise the power of the runes combined. But this rune, it kind of helps you pull all of those powers together so the runes can work harmoniously. So yeah, that's the rune Wunjo. Carolina's going to talk to us now about what's going on astrologically at the moment.
Yes, hello. As always, I provide the astrological insights. But it's interesting that Shæryn's been talking about things coming together and also actualization and making things happen, because that is very much the meaning of the transit that I have chosen for you today, which is Mars conjunct Pluto at 15 degrees in Capricorn. So we have 2 very intense energies playing out today and for the next few days until the weekend. Maybe these energies are happening and around us. So this is a very powerful transit which involves Mars, which signifies action, drive, assertion, and we have Pluto, which signifies purging, changing something, transforming the outdated into something new or more fitting. And today it's an excellent day to work really hard at something, to put all your focus and attention into making something happen, which is really interesting because that's what Shæryn has been describing about Wunjo, the energy making things happen. So with that focus and that determination provided by Mars, we can make things happen. We can work really hard, and anything that we take on today has the potential to stick in the future. This transit in Capricorn happened once before, in November 2014, on the 10th of November at 11 degrees Capricorn.
I remember it well.
Do you? And it will happen once more in 2018 on April the 26th. So the importance of this is that all these transits are connected. They're all interlinked, and what was started or finished in 2014 will have an impact on the next two transits. So today and what happens in 2018.
Okay.
So wherever you have 11 degrees to 21 degrees Capricorn in your chart, that's where all those major changes are taking place. It's an earth sign, which again fits in really well with the element of Wunjo, very earthy. And
can you hear the raven?
Yeah. Oh yes.
Odin's present again.
Yeah, it's always around the ravens when we do these videos. But yeah, the house that contains 11 to 21 degrees is where all those major changes will be taking place. Transformation is ripe for the taking. So it's really important that we bring into focus that change that we want to see happen. Mars provides the energy and the motivation to unearth, which is Pluto, whatever is hidden in the subconscious. So it's kind of, if you like, it's like a purging, it's like a detox. Which is appropriate at this time of the year as well. Just things are changing, they're transforming, especially structures, okay, which is what Pluto has been doing in Capricorn. It has been turning structures inside out, getting rid of outmoded structures and rebuilding new things. But also Mars and Pluto can bring power struggles and can bring ego conflicts. So that's kind of the downside of this transit. But again, because it happens in an earth sign, it has the potential to bring out the conscious awareness of these energies, so that we can transform them more more efficiently, if you like. So yeah, that's what's happening for us today, which I thought was in keep with what you have been describing about Wunjo. It's that transformation. The element is similar as well. Well, it's the same.
Very earthy time.
Yeah.
So, should we get the drum and do some Galdr?
Yeah.
And I think while we're doing this Galdr, put my runes down, it would be kind of good to try and harness these energies to bring in to realisation anything which we're wishing for. Let's do a bit of wish magic. So you guys out there, actually concentrate on the Galdr. Use it to draw in things that you're wishing for. But as I said, be careful what you wish for. Just another thing I've noticed. Apparently, I don't know where this association comes from. I'm not going to claim to, but apparently the plant associated with Rune is fungi, and it's literally everywhere.
It's all around the
base
of this trunk. And on our way here, we saw some beautiful mushrooms as well.
It's fungi time, right?
definitely hear a tribe singing though, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So funny how that happens so often.
Yeah,
But
like a clan.
yeah, we were part of the clan.
Mm.
You really kind of feel the energy around kind of sacral chakra kind of area. But yeah, just hope we've been able to, you know, draw in some of the things that we're hoping for and bring some of those wishes into realisation. So and hopefully you have been able to as well.
Weave your magic.
Yeah, it's a very magical rune. It's really very strongly associated with magic, and you know, how all these fairy tales, like, you know, you get 3 wishes. It's kind of the root of magic in many ways, isn't it? Bringing into reality what it is you desire. Isn't that what a lot of magic is for? But
Yeah, exactly. And I've had excellent good news of my own recently in the last couple of days.
I know, it's amazing that it happened at this time.
It's just happened at this time. I won't bore you with that, but it's just come at a time just before the full moon at the weekend, right around the time that Wunjo peaked. And news that have changed my life, that have transformed my life actually. Which again are very in sync with today's transit.
That's what can happen when you work with the runes.
Yes.
Does make me slightly worried, as we have Hargalars coming up next on the runic wheel, which can be a little tricky. But anyway, we hope you have enjoyed our Galdr and Runic and Astrological insights here on the side of Glastonbury Tor. And we hope you'll tune in for the next one as we move into Samhain and that very dark time of year where the veil is very thin. My favourite time of year. But
mine too. It's a Scorpio. My absolutely favourite time of the year.
But yes, we hope you will join us then, and we'll see you soon.
We'll see you soon.
Bye bye.
Thanks for joining us. Bye.